Welcome back to our channel, everyone. My name is Captain Joe, and today's episode is all about working with fiberglass in cooler temperatures. Now, we are in our family's boat shop where I grew up, and our family's been building boats for generations, and we've learned a lot of things. Even in the process of building our big 29, I typically work on it in the wintertime when we're not out in the Gulf of Mexico catching fish, and you've got to learn how to work in cooler temps. Now, I know for you folks, in northern latitudes, you may be laughing at what we call cooler temperatures, but when it gets down in the 40s and 50s down here, that's pretty cool. But you can still work fiberglass. Now, one thing every boat shop or shop needs, or if you're going to be working with fiberglass, is just a way to even determine what kind of temperatures you've got going on as your baseline. Now, you can see I've got my little head and thermometer there, and we're showing right there just under 60 degrees or so. Now, a more advanced version of that would be, we've got a little infrared heat sensor there, and I'm going to show that's showing that it's calibrated about the same as our thermometer on the wall, which, by the way, this is our project Blazer that we're doing the transom replacement, stringer floor. Some of you folks may be following the channel and remember seeing this boat. We've moved it in here so we can work on it, though, because we can control the temperature a little bit. Now, I want to circle back here and show you folks some of the things we may do. Now, you'll notice we've got some halogen work lights. Now, if you've never dealt with these before, these things can throw off some serious heat. We've got 273 degrees on the unit itself. So take caution. These are hot and you don't want to touch them. But they're very, very good at transferring warmth to a surface. You can see we've got a nice 82 degrees. That's pretty balmy when it comes to working fiberglass, and maybe even a little bit warmer than it has to be. Now, fiberglass and epoxy in general is going to be about like people. Generally, the 70s are very comfortable for most folks, and that's kind of the way most resins are. Although you can work down to about a minimum of 55 degrees with a lot of epoxies, and really closer to 60, 65 degrees with your polyesters and vinyl esters. Now, you'll notice we had 82 degrees on this back side. We have 77 degrees on the interior. So you can see there is some actual heat transfer through there. Now, another thing that we do on occasion, and you'll notice anytime you're applying heat or working with chemicals in a shop, good idea to have a good fully charged fire extinguisher around. But we do have a little Craftsman propane heater. It's at a modest distance, and we don't have it cranked all the way up. But sometimes we will actually use that as a heat source to direct a little heat. But again, with extreme caution, and we always are going to be monitoring it closely. Now, again, as a reference, you can see we've got 75 degrees there. So you might think that it would be throwing more heat than the halogen lamps are, but that is not necessarily the case. So as we move on around, I wanted to talk a little bit about resin selection. Now, I mentioned that your epoxies are going to be a little more cold tolerant in general than your vinyl esters and your polyesters. Now, we've got a selection or a sample here from Total Boat, and this is their 2-to-1 high performance, which I really like. They're 2-to-1 because it does not produce an amine blush. And if you don't know what an amine blush is, you can go back further in the channel there, and you can see we've got some videos talking about dealing with it and the effects it has on your finished product when working with epoxy. But there are different hardeners that you're going to be purchasing when you're working with epoxy. We got a fast, a medium, and a slow. Now, the cooler the temperatures, the faster the catalyst you can typically work with. So in colder temps, we're going to work with the fast, and we do a lot of work in the summer months, and we would be using the slow or the medium would be pretty typical. Now, if you don't want to work with epoxy, and one of the reasons I like using the vinyl ester, for example, from Fiberglass Warehouse, is you get a lot of the benefits of epoxy, but you can also gel coat over it easily, and you don't have to deal with an amine blush. And don't forget, if you're going to be ordering anything from Fiberglass Warehouse, they do have a Fish Bump TV discount code for our viewers there, so save some money by checking them out. But you're going to just add more or less. Now, here's a big container of the Norox MEK P925, and generally in the summertime, we add about 1% of catalyst to volume, resin to catalyst. Now, as we move into the wintertime, we're gonna move that closer to 2% by volume, and that is gonna give you the cure rate that you're gonna need when it gets cooler. But remember, about 60 degrees is gonna be on the low end. Now, stating the obvious too, if you can work indoors where you can keep the wind from blowing around, and then obviously again running the heaters indoors, we've got big doors open right now so we don't have any chance of breathing a lot of those fumes, because that can be dangerous, so we don't want to do that. So maybe you folks can follow me. I got one more little trick up our sleeve that Mother Nature can actually even help you out. We're gonna go to the other side of the shop here. That is actually the mold. For any of you folks that followed the build of our 29 footer, that was a multi-year project. We actually built the pattern, which is over here. We built the mold that is over there, and then we finally built our 29 footer. But you can see we've got some sunlight shining. Now, we're losing sun rapidly. A little bit earlier, I took a temperature reading right up here. We got 81 degrees on that surface, and then we've got, let's see, we got a little more direct sunlight here, 75. The bow of this pattern was getting more sunlight earlier and it had a chance to warm up. But when we move back here in the shade, you can see the difference. We got a 15-degree difference just in a few feet there by utilizing some UV, some good sunshine from Mother Nature. Now also timing is a thing. So if you're gonna be doing some fiberglass, and most of the time the prep getting ready for fiberglass takes more time than the actual fiberglass work. So get all your prep work going in the morning. Get all your resin ready, get your pieces of fiberglass cut, get your plywood or your Coosa board fit and ready to go. And then when you get in that 1:30 to 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, typically that's going to be your highest daytime temps, and that would probably be the best time to try to actually get some fiberglass on your boat, your car, your patio, you know, whatever your fiberglass, and be mindful of that. Now, one more little trick, and you folks have seen me a lot here on the channel because we do a lot of gel coat repair, and we use in just a little Wagner heat source there. This is nothing super fancy, but I will try to put links below our video's description for all the stuff that we're using, including the resins from Total Boat and Fiberglass Warehouse, because that does help support the channel. And also, as a personal favor, if you're enjoying what we're doing, the subscriptions, the likes, the shares, the thumbs up really help, folks. Just bloop that little button right over there. That helps YouTube tell them that we are doing a good job and shares this video with more people. Now, if we were to move over here, you can see right here, we've got 61 degrees. Now, when we're using a little Wagner heat source like this, I don't typically want to get any closer than about 6 inches, and a lot of times you're more around a foot or so, and you never want to just stay still. I am generally going to be kind of throwing heat back and forth and casting a little bit of warmth there. And again, be careful. The tips of these things can get very hot. So that's just a moment or so, and we've already brought that surface up to 81 degrees just that quick. So there's a number of things at your disposal that you folks at home, as we move into the wintertime and working in cooler weather, you can get it done. And matter of fact, don't be discouraged. We prefer to work on boats in the wintertime, and when we were building our 29, it was after our summer fishing season was over, and it was almost cold, or what we considered might be too cold to fiberglass many days. We just utilized a few of these little tips and techniques. So, Captain Joe, Fish Bump TV, my son Logan is my amazing cameraman working hard behind the scenes, and we will catch you folks in the next episode.